I'd like to call to order the Hatfield Township Board of Commissioners Workshop Meeting for September 11th, 2024. Roll call.
President Zipfel.
Here.
Vice President Rogers.
Here.
Commissioner Andrus.
Here.
Commissioner Lestraco.
Here.
Commissioner Partha.
Here.
I would like to ask Commissioner Partha to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance this evening.
I pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
So not a big agenda this evening, but we unfortunately have to start off with 2 moments of silence. So I'm going to ask if, for everyone's indulgence, as I read some words that Aaron and I put together. Aaron did a wonderful job with this. So if you would, first let's rise in a moment of silence for the anniversary of 9/11. Folks, it's been 23 years since the tragic events of September 11th, 2021, a day that changed our nation forever. We want to take a moment to honor the memory of nearly 3,000 innocent lost lives and remember the bravery of the first responders and to reflect on the resilience of the families and communities left behind. In the face of that unimaginable tragedy, we all witnessed profound acts of courage, unity, and compassion. And as we stand here today, let us remember that in our darkest moments, the light of human spirit shines brightest at the most difficult times. We must never forget those who were taken from us, and we must continue to strive for a world where peace and understanding prevail over hatred and division. So let us now observe a moment of silence to honor the memory of those we lost, to reflect on the enduring strength of their legacy, and to recommit ourselves to the values of hope, love, and unity. Please join me in a moment of silence. If you would stay standing. We have, unfortunately, a second moment of silence. I think the staff and the commissioners certainly know, and probably many residents learned, unfortunately, that a dear Hatfield friend of ours, Michael McNeary, passed away just not long ago, just a few days ago. And so our second moment of silence is in his honor. It's to honor his life and him as our dear friend and colleague. And Mike, for many of you who know him, was a longtime resident of Hatfield. He was a retired teacher for North Penn School District and chose to serve Hatfield Township during his retirement as an employee at the Aquatic Center for the Parks and Recreation Department. His family is Hatfield. They exemplify Hatfield. His daughter worked at the Aquatic Center for many years and even met her husband while working there. Mike could be seen walking the trails with his wife, Renee, every day, and I mean every day, 5 miles every day. We're going to miss Mike's kindness and commitment to the Hatfield community, and please join me for a moment of silence in memory of our dear friend Mike. Thank you. All right, notwithstanding those 2 somber moments, we do have some work to do, and we're going to jump right into it. Is there a motion? Oh, well, first, before I take that motion, I need to announce that there was an executive session this evening with the commissioners to discuss real estate. All right, with that, is there a motion to approve the agenda that's before you?
So moved.
Motion by Commissioner Lestraco, second by Commissioner Andrus. Any questions or comments about the agenda? Hearing none, I'll call the question. All in favor of approving tonight's agenda, say aye.
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 Opposed? Hearing none, that is approved. Okay, citizens' comments. Any citizens' comments on agenda items? Right? No citizens' comments. We're going to go to our consent items. Is there a motion to enter into the record the consent items that are listed in your agenda?
moved.
Motion by Commissioner Andrus, second by Commissioner Partha. Those items include the police report for the month of September, the North Penn Water Authority meeting minutes of June 25, the North Penn Water Authority meeting minutes of July 23, and the HTMA meeting minutes of July 9. With that, I'll call the question. All in favor of moving those into the record, say aye.
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 Opposed? Hearing none, those are approved. We are going to jump right into our committee reports, and first is Vice President Rogers. Bob, if you want to begin. First, you have your agenda ahead of you. If not, I can identify it.
Sounds good. The first item is 18-month maintenance period for the 3120 Penn Street.
Commissioners, I think we're going to have our engineer, Brian McAdam, elaborate on that item.
Thanks, Aaron. Yeah, this is one of what we've had several of these lately. Projects are complete. They're ready to be accepted by the township and start their maintenance period. This is the former Finn McCool's restaurant. As you know, there are now 2 apartment buildings on it. Everything's been done. We've done our inspections. We've recommended in our correspondence of August 30th that the project be accepted by the township and escrow money released, with the exception of the amount that will serve as the maintenance escrow. And assuming the board doesn't have questions or issues or concerns, this will be on the board agenda in 2 weeks with a resolution to accept it and begin the maintenance period.
All right. Any questions or comments?
On that note, Mr. President, just an observation of that project for those of you who've been in that. Probably remember the torn down old bar that was there, Finn McCool. I lately, on Penn Street, what an upgrade to the community. Apartments and redevelopment has done. Dilapidated for a long time. Moving through the process, but I just wanted to.
All right. With that, then I'm assuming, I'm just going to look around and I'm assuming there's a consensus to move this to the next meeting? Yes. All right.
Simple as that. Yep. That's all I have.
Okay, the second item is the conditional use hearing, continuancy for September 25th.
Aaron, if you want to jump in, I mean, it's a housekeeping item that identifies, what is this, is night 4, I believe, of the conditional use hearing? September 25th, 7:30.
Correct. We'll have our meeting, our regular meeting, which we don't have many items, just a few that we're discussing tonight, and then we'll get right into the hearing.
And that's all I have for tonight. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Vice President Rogers. Okay, Public Works Committee. Aaron, anything for?
Sure, Mr. President, just quickly, since we just had a meeting a few weeks ago, all the roads for the 2024 road paving project have been completed. Now we're working on striping all of the roads, so our contractor guide mark will be out. What you see out there now is temporary lines, and they'll begin working on the permanent lines in the next few weeks, and we'll have them done, especially Durstein Road with the new bike lanes in before Oktoberfest, so we can have that as part of our event, like we heard from Jackie. So a busy fall for Public Works, but a lot of good improvements.
Okay, good stuff. Parks and Recreation Committee, Commissioner Lestracco.
Thank you, Mr. President. So for our programs, fall fitness classes, the second session will start on November 10th. So fall Zumba will be on Sundays. Fall Remix will be on Mondays from November 11th to December 16th. That will be session 2, and that will be a 6-week session. Fall Yoga will be on Thursdays, and that will start 7 p.m. from November 14th to December 19th. So look on the website for that. There is a cost for each of these classes. For seminars coming up, we have 2 great seminars. Know Your Medicare Options, that's Thursday, September 19th, so that's coming up soon, 6:30 p.m. here at the Township Building. And then there's the composting class seminar, which is about turning garbage into gold, Tuesday, November 12th. And that's at 6 p.m., also here at the Township Building. So you can check out hatfield.org for more information. One of our big events coming up, October 5th, is the Rocktoberfest. That will be from 11 a.m. to 3 p.m. at School Road Park. So please look at that on our website too. It will have bands, food trucks, vendors, crafters, lots of family fun, face painting, balloon animals, yard games, a photo booth, petting zoo, foam party. So we're gonna have a lot of fun that day. Also, Rocktoberfest has the 5K that will start also Saturday, and it looks like the race starts at 10:30 a.m. Also, that's October 5th. The 5K. So look for that to do registration. Runtheday.com is how you can register. And then the Mini Monster Halloween event coming up Friday, October 18th. That's from 6 p.m. to 8 p.m. and also at School Road Park. And that will feature the movie Hotel Transylvania and lots of snacks, refreshments, pumpkin decorating, games, crafts, face painting. So check that out. We hope to see you. Thank you very much, Mr. President. Back to you.
All right, sounds like an exciting day. I like the trash into gold. Is that what it is?
Yes, seminar, yes, November 12th.
Garbage into gold. So
I want to go.
that's right. Public Safety Committee, Commissioner Partha.
Thank you, Mr. President. September, we have a couple activities for our Hatfield Police Department. Today at 5 p.m., members of PVA headed out free water ice coupons to the public at Mom's Water Ice. And on September 20th, upcoming, from 5:15 p.m. to until 9:15 p.m., officer will be on head for the fall movie night at Hatfield Elementary School. On September 28th, from 12:30 until 5:30 p.m., officer will be joining the fun at Hatfield Jame Masjid Family Fun Day. On September 28th, 4 p.m. to until 10 p.m., officer will be appear at an event at Branch Creek in Southerton to raise money for the Champion Scholarship. And another heads up for that Saturday, October 26th, from 10 p.m. to 10 a.m. to until 2 p.m., officer will take part in the National Take Back Initiative. All your unwanted prescription drugs can be dropped off right here at the administrative building. Thank you. Thank you, Mr. President.
Okay, thank you very much. That's good. Good report. And last is Finance Committee, Commissioner Andrus.
Thank you very much. As was previously mentioned, the fall budget process is moving quickly, and our public budget meeting will be on October 16th at 6 p.m. One of the major pieces of the budget happens in September when the board approves the pension obligations for the following year. These figures are provided to the township by our professional actuary who has been working for the township for many years. The pension obligation is commonly referred to as MMO, minimum municipal obligation. It's calculated based on several factors, assumptions such as future wage increases, number of employees, retirements, and return on investments, and many more items. As we communicated last year, the MMO for 2025 isn't very good news, with the investment portfolio underperforming based on the market declines in 2022. The township obligations have increased significantly. Our MMO was roughly $500,000 this year. It'll be close to $1 million for 2025. Not a great way to start the budget process, but that's just the way it is from an actuarial perspective. However, with significant market gains in 23 and hopefully in 24, we anticipate the number dropping back down again for 2026. But we're obligated to budget and pay the 2025 amount in the meantime. That big piece of the puzzle in place, we'll work with the budget to try to come out with a good outcome for 2020.
All right, another good report. We're moving right along to the Township Manager's Report. Aaron.
Thank you, Mr. President. Just one item that popped up, and then just reiterating what Commissioner Andrews said as far as our public budget workshop. We'll be here on October 16th, 6 o'clock. We'll be up there on a table. We invite the community to come and join us and listen to how the budget is formulated for next year. Then just one other item. We were at our annual conference yesterday for our insurance trust, and Hatfield Township won an award for what it says exemplary achievement in leadership in minimizing workplace injuries and illness during 2023. What that means is, out of the 115 municipalities that belong to our workers' comp insurance trust, Hatfield Township finished 23 in the top 10. So we're keeping our employees safe. As the commissioners know, our workforce is in a very dangerous environment. You can't really think of many employees that carry weapons and can be in type of situation any day, as well as our Public Works Department, which often. So really a testament to Chief and Tim in our Public Works Department for caring about their employees, number one, for investing in the proper equipment, safety measures. Top 10 out of 115, and ultimately that benefits the taxpayers in that our premiums, our costs to insure for this benefit, it reflects that moving forward. So, nice thing to receive.
Great award. That's very good. Good to hear. Okay, solicitors report. Citizens comments. Any citizens comments? Hearing none, then, like we said, this is going to be a brief meeting because next meeting will be much longer. I will enter. Oh, yes, sir.
State my name and
Name and address. Name and address.
name and address. Barry Grove, Jr., 2719 Cowpath Road. I was here last meeting, but what I've been doing a lot of driving for a living. I was driving for a collision company and for back and forth down some of the highways and stuff. And as some of the highways are getting nicer, and did a great job at Durstein. That house on the corner, Cowpath and Durstein, was my great-grandparents' house, and the first two original houses were my Uncle Vernie, who worked for Bergey's, and my grandfather, Stanley Grove, who his father and them had actually built it. Beautiful job. The only thing with that, I was in the drag racing crowd too, where I had gotten hit over where the Wawa is over by Hatfield Quality Meat. Just observing, there's a lot of children there. There's a lot of fast driving. We go to Wawa a lot to get gas, and sometimes there's like 2 cars at the pump, and there's guys just zipping in with contractors and families there and children. I'm just wondering what the influx of a lot of the building and everything that's going on. I see it. I'm a very big protector, defender of the community. I'm not the type of person to start a fight, but I see some of these guys that are there, and a friend of mine had gotten his door hit. He's a mechanic friend of mine, and at the Wawa, they weren't allowed to give him the surveillance footage either from the Wawa camera. They said, well, we're just not able to give that to you. And they were supposed to give, so generally, as I grew up in the area, you're like Bill and I had a different beginning, but you have that gentleman's family agreement that if you break something or you hurt something or you're in the area, you drove off your coffee spilt, you drove off the road, you hit somebody's mailbox, you fixed it. You try to make amends for it. You call the guy to come over and take care of it. But there's a lot of different types of people. I've been driving down the highways and I'm going in the middle lane, and these guys are continually doing, like, honestly, I'm doing like 70. These guys are doing 90 in the right-hand lane, coming down. And I know we were going down to the shore. A lot of people go down to the shore. We're down into the city. We're working down in Philadelphia. Is there anything that we can do to slow the traffic down? I know what happens is, and it's happened to me, years ago, they redid Bergey Road. Well, you know what it became to us? The little sideline to go, that was our drag strip where the police never were really there because they were all residential homes. Now, Durstein is there. My mechanic friend actually his son was in a really bad accident, and he had somewhere in between there was an accident where a lady had passed and he's in jail. So there's a lot of open roads, and these people are just, I have them coming up, looking in my in my mirror at me as I'm driving, and I put my hazard lights on. I don't know really what else to do to keep it from being adversarial. Put the hazard lights on, they think something's the matter, they know you're going to be going slower. They don't really want to have that confrontation, but there's a lot of, first day of school I went by, there's a lot of kids, there's a lot of parents, there's kids on bikes. Like I said, over there where I got hit at Hatfield, I saw 3 children over there, over kind of where the trash cans are, over towards Chick-fil-A, and I'm thinking, man, do not just roam the parking lot on your bike. And I'm thinking to myself, why am I thinking about this? But because these roads are like super highways, I used to make that left-hand turn on Berge Road. And then after you guys shut it down, I'm driving down the road and I see there's an accident. I walk up as a citizen and I'm trying, before the police get there, I'm trying to tell people, you can't get out here at this intersection. You got to go back down and go around. And I'm standing there just as a citizen before the firemen would come or something. Is there something, I mentioned something about speed bumps, so
So traffic calming is what we call it, right?
What is it called?
Traffic calming, C-A-L-M-I-N-G.
Okay.
Traffic calming efforts. We have a number of different efforts that we've put in at various locations for many different reasons.
Right.
And some are successful, some are less than successful.
Right.
But why don't we, after the meeting, we can have a quick conversation about the locations. Why don't you just
Okay.
tell us the locations you're concerned about? Because one of the best ways to calm traffic is
Right.
to have maybe a police officer drive through an extra time, a day or so, because there's nothing better than seeing a police car to slow down traffic a little bit. So
Or-
that's not a good thing.
A speed bump.
Well,
And the officer's safe and there's no confrontation. But
Well-
when you go over that at 40 mile an hour, your
That's-
coffee spilt, your iced tea spilt, your makeup's all over the place, you know what I mean?
speed bumps have pros and cons for sure.
Well,
And
I'm
so-
seeing them being very effective down towards Fairmont Park when you're going down to the art museum. I do that Lincoln Drive, Kelly Drive thing, and you don't know whether to put your wheels in the middle. They have them over in Percy by the carousel, and it's very effective to slow some of the traffic. And it's very inexpensive. It could be asphalt, it could be some rubber bolted down to the road, but it's a very effective tool to slow people down. I just came from my therapy, Core 3, which is over by the Hilltown Pike and coming over here on the 309, and I was going to pull in the slow lane. I better wait because I don't really want to take off. So this guy in the fast lane comes around and goes into slow lane and get around this person right before I was thinking about coming out. And I said, there's that right hand speeding trap. I'm talking, I'm doing 75. These guys are pushing me in the highways and they're passing me like, I call them 90 mile an hours.
But why don't we do this? After the meeting, we'll talk about some of those spots, right,
Okay.
that you're concerned about, and we'll certainly look into it, because we don't know about the hot spots unless people tell us, and so.
Oh, I can tell you, I put like 300 miles on sometimes a day.
Well, how about we save it for after the meeting, because it
Yeah.
sounds like it'll be maybe more than 1 or 2 hot spots.
Well, as you guys are finished, I mean, these Durstein Road is beautiful, but that could be the new Hatfield Speedway drag strip. And you got people doing, these cars are doing easy. The Teslas, like that, they're doing 90. And the other ones, they're all souped up. And I like that crowd, but don't run into somebody's car. Don't hit somebody. Don't be in such a hurry to go into Wawa in between 2 cars and you're parking there and going in for food and then coming back out because you want to go the turnpike up and around.
Sure.
And I almost said something to a guy and I'm thinking to myself, and I would, but I'm thinking to myself, there's got to be something different that can be done. And like I said, with the Wawa and the surveillance, my friend said he tried to get the surveillance footage, and they said they weren't going to give it to him. And then the company, there was a company vehicle that had hit his girlfriend's car. They kind of reneged on fixing it. They only gave him like $500, and I'm like,
Why don't we talk about the traffic calming after the meeting?
Okay, yeah.
I appreciate it. Thank you,
yeah,
Harry.
okay, thanks.
All right, any other citizens' comments? Hearing none, then I will entertain a motion to adjourn. Second by
Second?
Commissioner Andrus, second by Commissioner Lestracco. Any questions or comments? All right, hearing none, all in favor of adjournment, say aye.
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 Opposed? Hearing none, we're adjourned. Thanks for coming out, folks.